for my friend E Wong Hoo.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
My turn.
Yeah, when I first moved to Vegas, I was living in this house, and I had a bunch of different roommates. And then one of my roommates was this Japanese guy, right? And he didn't talk to anyone, but he would always feed all the pigeons and stuff. So when I showed up, all the pigeons were swarming around me, Every time I go outside, I'm 30, 40 pigeons fucking surrounding me and shit. Get away from me, damn racist ass pigeons. Yeah, one of my buddies, he's white. He's really white though. I think he's part albino and shit. He's so white when he comes to my house, all my plants start growing in his direction.
Damn, that's fucking great. That's funny good.
Yeah, whenever I have sex, I don't last as long as I'd like to, you know what I mean? I'm come on, dick, lock in there, right? And it's nah, screw this. Yeah, I used to go to water parks every summer, But then one summer when I was 16, a really traumatic experience happened to me, So I stopped going. Anyway, I was waiting in line on these stairs, right, to the slide, and then I look up, and then the girl next to me, she's about the same age as me, and then her boobs are right in my face, And it's all windy and cold, so her nipples are popping out, So I was oh damn, so I turned, but then this girl here, her face is right near my junk, And I already got a partial booty and stuff, right? And then she yawns, And I was there bang, and I was oh my god, I gotta get out of here, So I just ran up and went to jump down the slide. And apparently in raging waters, that's a pretty common thing, because the lifeguard was just come on, just go, And then I jumped down, I went down, I was man, they really need to rename this place. They should call it Raging Boners. Yeah, why did the oyster share his food? He's shellfish.
No.
There's this guy, right? He's a sailor, right? And he gets hired on this new boat, And it's a bunch of dudes, So they're out to sea about 6 months. And he's telling his buddies, hey man, when are we gonna go back to port? I'm starting to get horny over here, right? He's oh no, we're not going back for another 6 months. He's what? I can't wait that long. Well, have you tried the barrel? No, what's that? So he takes him to this room, and there's a barrel with a hole in it, right? He's there you go, So he starts fucking the barrel, and it works really good, He's wow, this is awesome. He's man, I'm gonna use this barrel every day. He's well, every day but Sunday, right? He's oh, you can't use it on Sunday? It's well, you can, but Sunday's your day in the barrel. What do you call a guy who can make a business suit real fast? Taylor Swift. Hey, I think Gay Pride Month needs a mascot. And I got the perfect one. The flamingo. Right? They're pink, they love to dance, and they're a non-predatory bird, They only eat brine shrimp and algae. Nobody gives a damn about brine shrimp. And you know what a group of flamingos is called? They're not called a flock. No, they're called a flamboyance. Right? How can I say that, right? Even the name flamingo is flaming O. A flaming O? That's just a burning butthole. Yeah, whenever you hear a guy bragging about how big his dick is, right? It's usually the opposite, right? It's usually really small, I was talking to this guy the other day, and he was oh yeah, man, my dick is so big, I'm hung like a horse. I was yeah, right, more like a seahorse. Yeah, I think Shaquille O'Neal's the happiest man on earth, He's always so happy and joy the word jolly, right? Everyone just loves him, I think because no one's ever bullied him. How do you mess with someone who's so tall that's crotches in your face, It's hey Shaq, give me your lunch money. Never mind. Hey, scientists for the first time reported earlier this year 2 male humpback whales having sex. Warner Brothers already gonna make a movie about it. Yeah, they're gonna call it Humpback Mountain. Yeah, it's weird how language changes over time, right? It's nowadays, if a guy came up to me and told me he was gonna blow my brains out, I wouldn't be sure whether to run away or pull my pants down. Okay, that thing going around the internet where if you're a lady and you're alone in the woods, would you rather run to a bear or a strange man, right? And a lot of women are choosing the bear, But I think that's just ignorance of bear knowledge. Because I ran into a bear alone in the woods once. Yeah, he fucked the shit out of me. I'll end with this last thing. You know, comedians will always tell you two things, right? They always tell you when they just get booked on a show. They always tell you when they just had sex. That's a bit juvenile, right? Like myself, I haven't been booked on a show in over a month. But I did get late last week, so whoo! Alright, my name's Iwanu, I'm here, thank you.
Give it up for E1.
Thanks, man.